up, everybody? Fucking White Boy Summer is upon us. It's coming soon. This is Planet Dumb. Welcome to another episode. I'm gonna stop saying the episode number because I don't remember.
I don't remember either, man. The
but
effects
yeah,
of alcohol have destroyed my brain.
yeah. But thanks to everyone who's on Patreon already. If you're not, check it out. Patreon.com/PlanetDumb. You get episodes a week early, and we're gonna have some bonus stuff there for you guys. So
circling back, I want to talk about White Boy Summer a little bit. I want to know what in like
Chet Hanks said this. Tom Hanks's buff-ass tatted son who speaks in patois.
His Jamaican son. He speaks in patois and riddles.
He speaks in riddles?
He speaks in riddles. No, he doesn't speak in riddles. But he was forewarning us that the summer is upon us, the white boy summer, and that it's not regular white boys.
No, it's white boys like him, who?
John B.
John B. and Jack Harlow.
John B., who's like 45 years old at this point. It's cool that he said John B. I feel like
I like that. That's like he's in that same caliber of John B.
Yeah,
the same caliber of white boy as John B. and Jack Harlow.
They're all. That's the tiers.
That's the squad.
Definitely not regular.
That's
white
like
boys.
That's like a dream blunt rotation right there.
Yeah, that is a dream blunt rotation right there.
Me, Chet Hanks, John B., and Jack Harlow just chiefing
it. For me, I feel like my dream blunt rotation would probably be like fucking David Hasselhoff drunk eating a cheeseburger. Like that in that one video. And also Hulk Hogan, Jason Statham.
I had Jason Statham.
For sure, Jason Statham would be up in that bitch.
I had Mr. Bean on mine.
Mr. Bean would be so fire, dude.
Mr. Bean and Shrek.
Oh,
in the rotation.
Shrek. I would want the guy from Cars. What's his name? Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen would join mine. That's the main one.
I've never seen Cars yet.
Cars is fucking crazy, man. I actually, I wanted to talk about Cars a little bit. Like, I had an idea for Cars that they should do because I've slowly been making my way through all the Cars, and I was like, you know what's missing out of these?
You've been studying.
Studying them. There's no religious element.
Is that what you have in that notebook?
That's what I have in this notebook.
Studying
these are all my notes about the movie Cars. The movies Cars.
If you guys can't see it because this is just audio, but it's like thicker than a Bible.
Yeah, it's like 40 pages long.
It's thicker than it's actually a scroll.
It's a scroll.
He's using a quill pen to write about fucking
So
Cars.
I had an idea.
The religious subtleties.
Yeah, I had an idea.
Oh yeah. Also, we have my good friend John Flores on the podcast today. Just gonna shoot the shit. But
my idea for this would be like if they did Cars, but it was like the Passion of the Christ. But it was all Cars. So like Lightning.
Which one's Jesus?
Lightning McQueen. One? Yeah, he would be.
I've never seen
Christ.
The movie, so I'm gonna have to bear with you.
McQueen based off of Steve
McQueen. I think the name is
so, yeah.
Just the name.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so I can't.
So basically, like what would happen is like the Cars, they're like the prosecution of Jesus. That's what would happen. They would take him. They would do the Stations of the Cross, but it was like a race. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying, like almost like the Indy 500 and shit. So they keep going through it and stuff.
What the fuck?
That'd be kind of crazy. You know what I also wanted to think about? Like, what do you think that there's racist cars?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I was thinking that the Cars could be like racial stereotypes.
Yeah.
So it's like if it's like a VW bug, it's like a German Nazi guy.
Yeah. It's like an anti-Semitic car.
And then like the fucking Ferrari's just like a horny Italian guy.
I think that's actually what goes on in the movie. Well, yeah, because they got a redneck car.
Liberal.
Tomater.
Yeah, the Prius is like a shit lib.
Tomater would be like the Q guy. He'd be like the QAnon Trump guy.
Shit lib.
Yeah, virtue signaling shit.
What would be a QAnon?
Tomater is a character in the car that's like a tow truck, but he's voiced by Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh yeah.
So he would be like
MAGA.
The QAnon guy. Yeah, that's like the MAGA car.
He has like a MAGA bumper sticker on his shit.
Tomater. Yeah.
That sucks.
They do have a fucking stereotype for Mexicans in there. There's a lowrider, and he's played by like
a El Camino.
Cheech Marin plays the lowrider.
So they really did do that.
Yeah, they did.
I haven't even seen the movie.
You thought that, huh?
Yeah.
I've never seen the movie, but I've been on the ride at Disneyland.
Was it sick? Can you describe it?
Yeah, what's it like?
You just go. It's like go-karts, basically.
Yeah.
But with like the car logos.
They're not on a track. It's free. You can free.
They're on a track for sure.
I thought it was just like free, like K2 speed, K2 Speedway or whatever that shit is.
It basically is. Yeah, it's like.
That sounds sick. Going to Disneyland is a fucking experience.
It's open again.
It sucks ass.
We should get vaccinated. We should get vaccinated and go.
To Disneyland, yeah. It's expensive as hell. It's like $400 or some shit.
Is it really?
That's what I heard.
Huh.
California Adventure, man. You could drink margaritas at California Adventure, so we out.
You can get wasted there.
We out, dude.
You know, there's a big topic that's been going on right now.
What, the boat in the Suez Canal?
No.
That shit's funny,
That
dude.
is not funny at all. There's nothing you could say.
Why didn't they just go around the peninsula, fool?
No, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. There's nothing more boring to me than like that fucking boat being stuck. There's like nothing, absolutely nothing.
I just thought it was interesting.
That would be funny.
I just thought it was interesting because you told me about it like a week ago or something,
and
I'm
stuck?
just now seeing it. Like
yeah.
I didn't even know about it until you told me about it, and then I started finally seeing it in like media and memes and shit today, like that meme I sent you earlier and shit. I also saw a meme where it's like that scene from Austin Powers where he's trying to turn the golf cart around in the fucking tiny hallway, and then like
he's backing up and going.
Yeah, but they like superimposed like the boat over it, so it's like a gif of that shit. It's pretty sick,
dude. The only thing that's funny about that is that like technology got so crazy but not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the canal is still just some bullshit ass like small ass canal, and the boat just got pushed by wind. Even though it's like all this,
is that what happened?
There's all that's what happened. So it's like it doesn't matter how much technology you have. At the end of the day, just like
I mean, nature's gonna fucking
shit's gonna happen.
I feel like that's like perfect like example of like
that's
Hop Louie, dude.
Yeah,
nature's gonna just take. Nature's gonna take everything back one day, you know.
For those of you who are only listening, well, I guess you can only listen. We're watching.
What movie is this?
What is this called? Beverly Hills Ninja. Yeah,
classic Farley.
Starring my boy Chris Farley.
Flick.
He fucking rules, man.
Legend.
Hop Louie, dude. Let's go, man. I miss Hop Louie.
They said this is gonna reopen it. Supposedly they're gonna. Some dudes bought it. Like I think the same people that bought General Lee's
really
are gonna. They're gonna. So it's like some bar owner from West Hollywood is gonna renovate it, but it's probably gonna suck. It's gonna be like a club. I don't think it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be upscale.
When they have like jazz bands.
The guy died too. Oh, you're thinking about Grand Jazz Club.
No. General Lee's there too.
Yeah, General Lee's there too.
I was just gonna say, like, by the time everything opens up, it's gonna be too late because we're all gonna go California sober.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's a big topic right now.
We don't even need to go to the bars anymore because we don't drink.
They've been talking about it,
and we go to AA meetings as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the thing.
California sober.
You have to explain what it is.
California sober is you don't drink. You quit drinking, but you could still smoke weed and do cocaine every once in a while. No. You could also go to ayahuasca retreats.
I'm a fan.
And you're still sober.
Yeah. You should have paced that one a little bit better. You could have surprised everyone with the cocaine usage. the real California.
I like
sober.
the ayahuasca retreat.
It's supposed to be on like mushrooms. They're like, I stopped. I'm sober now. You know, I stopped drinking. I just do like mushrooms here and there.
Yeah.
It's like either dudes that do ayahuasca or just like smoke weed, which is cool. I don't mind. I don't look at weed as a drug or even like mushrooms and all that shit.
I don't look at crack as a drug either.
I wanted to amend California sober and add casual cocaine
crack usage.
Every now and then you're free to have a toke. Mr. Pipe. Mr. Pipe can get a nice little medical crack usage.
Yeah.
Medical cocaine usage would be like a crazy thing that they should explore.
It was, yeah. That's like where it came from, I feel like.
Could you imagine being like some old-timey fucking doctor just coked out of your mind, fucking telling people that they should like rub cocaine on their fucking fingers because they have arthritis and shit?
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah, that's
It's like some fucking guy with like brain lesions and I was like, I think you should snort some cocaine. It might help.
It might.
It would.
Cocaine kills cancer is what they used to think.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to think like fucking smoking cigs was like good for your lungs and shit.
Oh, they did.
Menthol cigarettes for a cold.
Menthol cigarettes for a fucking cold.
That rules.
They used to put Coke in sodas. Yeah. That'd be so wild, bro.
I watched some video of some guy on YouTube and he made the Coke like old recipe.
Oh really?
Yeah,
he
put some chiz in there.
Yeah.
Did he really?
No, I think he did it with like cocoa leaves or something like that.
Did he like it?
I don't. Yeah,
was he ripped?
Dude, it was so good that they made it illegal.
Yeah, he got addicted. He actually got addicted to it.
Really? Mm-hmm. He did? Or you're just lying?
I don't know.
You're lying. Mm-hmm. I do know that, like, supposedly in Colombia, the hunters would take, like, the leaves and just eat them when they would go on, like, all night.
Yeah.
They would just chew them. So could you imagine just, like, chewing some leaf?
That's what they do with kratom in fucking, like, Thailand or some shit.
Just chew it, right?
They pull it off the tree and just eat it. But it's, like, illegal there. But, like, a lot of people there have, like, hidden secret trees and shit.
Really?
Yeah. I watched a documentary about it.
Secret kratom farms?
I'm not sure why it's illegal because it's completely legal here, like to the point where you could buy it.
You could buy it on the internet.
But they've been trying to ban it here for a while.
Potential sponsors out there. We're looking for a kratom sponsor for the podcast.
It just basically mimics like the effects of an opiate.
Oh, really?
A lot of people compare it to like a Vicodin, like a mild opiate. Yeah.
Man,
sick. People use it as like to kind of wean yourself off opiates or something.
Yeah, you could use it for opiate withdrawal, or just like a
anxiety
opiate alternative in general.
Yeah, and it's also just like anxiety. Isn't there different strains of it too, like that do different things?
Yeah,
like there's like upper ones and downer ones or some shit.
Yeah, there's like red strains, there's green strains.
I never tried it.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to. The only people I ever see talking about like kratom is like the post hippie like conspiracy dudes.
You're supposed to. It's actually it's pronounced kratom.
Kratom. This is my name. This is my homie Kratomus.
Kratom. It also has like a stimulant effect.
Kratom.
So I think like that's like another thing about it is that so at like lower doses it kind of acts like a stimulant.
Oh shit.
You know, so it makes you like more focused. Like I think if people that have ADD or ADHD, they say it like works really well for them. Like as like a replacement for Adderall.
Oh shit!
But then if you take it at higher doses, then it starts to act like an opiate, like a weak opiate.
There's other shit like that. I feel like I can't think of what it is though. So I'm glad I'm being very informative for you all.
Yeah.
Oh, I have this idea. Is My Chemical Romance still a band?
Yeah, they are actually. That's crazy.
Oh, really? Right? Well, I think they should kick out Gerard Way and get Rome from Sublime with Rome, and they should call it My Chemical Rome.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
It's good. I think it could work, man. What if they were a fucking ska band?
It could work.
What if they were a fucking ska band?
What? Yeah, he would bring in that ska flavor, you know?
Yeah, that would be fucking crazy. The white reggae. And it would go hand in hand with White Boy Summer.
Yeah. I feel like that's the official soundtrack of White Boy Summer is My Chemical Rome.
And Sublime with Rome.
No, My Chemical Rome.
My Chemical Rome?
I feel like
My Chemical Romance.
I feel like Jared
with
Leto
Rome.
should be in that band somewhere.
In My Chemical Romance?
They should just let him in.
Did you know Jared Leto's a fucking cult leader?
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Yo. I just watched some shit about it. Is it like a real thing?
So
he's like a real ass cult leader.
I like how it's based on his shitty ass band, 30 Seconds to Mars. That band sucks. Yo, anyways, I seen that though. He dresses in like white robes and has like a beard and long hair.
That's so crazy because he owned the top of it's called Lookout Mountain, I think.
Yeah.
On top of like the Hollywood Hills.
Got a compound up there.
See, there's a compound up there. That compound was used as
we should talk more into the mic.
A film production studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Outlook Mountain was a film production studio that the military, the government, the U.S. government owned.
Yeah.
And they produced like a lot of I feel like propaganda films. But anyways, Jared Leto lived there. He bought it and lived there for like a good
so that
number
it
of
used
years.
to be a studio and then he bought it after.
Yeah, he bought it like years later because this was like they used it as a film studio
for propaganda movies.
What I saw,
in like the 20s, 50s, a long ass time ago.
That is crazy.
There's a lot of talk of Outlook Mountain. You should be talking about Brokeback Mountain. I'm just kidding.
How about Broke Bitch Mountain?
Wait. So, anyways, I want to know. I'm trying to connect that to Jared Leto being a cult leader.
Yeah, what I saw though is that he's selling tickets to like some kind of like retreat thing in like Estonia or some shit. I may be wrong, but
this motherfucker's a vampire, low key. That's what's going on. He's trying to get fools to go to Estonia so he could become.
Do you know
like
what the premise
and shit? He looks like a vampire.
I'm looking it up.
Imagine getting so crazy, coked out that you like
Start a
just
cult.
become a fucking cult leader.
Wait, wasn't he? He was in that. He was in a band, right?
He was in 30 Seconds to Mars.
30 Seconds to Mars. I loved that music video where they're on like the 6th Street Bridge riding
Yeah.
the bikes, and he has like his hands open.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Have you seen this?
He's also he's also
pull it
in that
up.
movie fucking Panic Room, and he has fucking cornrows in it.
So
Straight back. He's also the wackest Joker of them all.
This is
He's
this
the worst
sounds
Joker.
so lame. This article, it's a running joke associated with his shitty band. This article quote me says that. He said, "Yes, this is a cult. It began as a joke in 2013 New York Times interview because the journalist said you have such a cult following." And so he said, "Yes, it's a cult." And then he said, "Huh." Maybe I'll just go full on Jim Jones in this bitch.
No,
Drink the Kool-Aid, kids.
So he's a cult leader
Drink
just
the
because he
Kool-Aid.
says he's a.
I think he's
I
a
don't
real
really know.
cult leader too.
There's no premise to it though, or like you don't know.
Nah,
what the
I just don't know what the fuck it is,
we
man.
should've
Like I don't look
researched
into
it.
this kind of motherfucker, dog. I didn't think we were. I didn't think we were gonna be talking about Jared Leto. Otherwise, I would have fucking researched.
Hey,
it.
he's cute though.
We domed that one, bro. We did those off the domers. You feel me?
Alright,
Nah,
so
he-
that-
My Chemical
He
Romance.
just seems like a fucking ass. He seems like an idiot. I feel like
he's a douche for
if
sure.
you fucking if you like join this guy's cult, you deserve what's coming to you. You got to be some level of stupid.
yeah, there's a glass of Kool-Aid in
Yeah.
hell with your name on it.
I want to infiltrate that cult and do some like
Do a
investigative-
documentary.
Yeah, do an
like
investigative-
Alex Jones rating the
Bohemian Grove.
the Bohemian Grove. I'm gonna do
But with Jared
that,
Leto's
but with
cult.
Jared Leto's cult. That's a good bit.
That would be good.
That's
bit.
my.
That would be
People are like,
sick.
"What?" They're like, "What's going on with you, man? What are you doing?" Oh, it's just a bit that I'm doing where I infiltrate Jared Leto's cult.
There's a bunch of weird Hollywood shit. Like, remember that sex cult that was like it had some actress and a bunch of other people
Nixum?
involved.
Oh
Nixum,
yeah, that shit was crazy, dude.
Dude, they did like a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, they were like
Something
branding girls, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, there's like that girl from Smallville, the
She was
actress
in
from
it.
Smallville.
Yeah.
was like
Leader,
recruiting.
right?
She was like recruiting people.
That's
What was the point of that
crazy.
cult? Do you know? Like,
So,
what was
it
their
was
belief?
so the main dude could get like pussy, pretty much.
Really?
It's like
Yeah.
a pyramid
It really-
scheme of pussy.
It pretty much was. I'm pretty sure.
It was like a sex cult.
It's just so like the main guy could get puss.
That's fucking wild.
It's
All for that,
dark,
bro.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's
found him
like-
hiding out in Mexico.
That's one of the horniest moves ever made,
Yeah.
probably.
It really is, dude. That's probably the horniest move for sure.
Wow.
Starting a
But
cult
it's
so you
like-
can get
We've-
pussy.
We've uncovered one of the horniest moves ever made.
Yeah, that is
It
fucking.
goes
We're
beyond
breaking
being
ground.
horny, though, man.
We're breaking ground every week on this podcast.
There's also
It goes beyond being horny, you say?
Yeah.
I mean, it goes
Yeah,
to
let
being
him
like a
talk.
sadistic.
Dude,
Yeah.
just
It's like a power
Power,
move.
man.
Yeah,
it's
for
crazy.
sure.
There's also some shit too. Like, who was it? The dude that was in Pineapple Express. What the fuck's that fool's name?
Which dude?
The Franco guy. What's
James
his name?
Franco.
James Franco.
James Franco.
Didn't he get
He's
caught?
an
Like
interesting
he had
character.
like a sex racket going from like some like acting school that he was doing, but they were actually just
Did
like
he
banging
really?
the chicks. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
and he was
another
like
horny
making
move.
them film it or something.
Yeah.
He was like filming him.
dark
When
shit.
did
He was like making them like they were rehearsing, but he would like make them rehearse like sex scenes with him or
Did
some weird
James Franco
shit.
get canceled because of this? Because I know,
Yeah,
like,
he did.
back in like
He's
really
out of here.
because this must have been some recent shit. Because I knew like maybe like a few years ago, like
It's in the last couple years this came out, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, they were. I know they were going after him.
Excuse
but
me.
he was like denying it, and there was like no real evidence against it back then. But he was an interesting character. He was like teaching classes at UCLA,
Yeah,
That's
and just like as like
I think this might be the thing that we're talking about.
with no real credentials though. You know,
That's yeah. Can't you get like honorary
that's
like
what it was. He was like an honorary UCLA.
That's so sick.
professor.
I hope I get popping enough one day to get like an honorary degree from like
Right.
University of Phoenix. From like an online school. DeVry.
I'm an honorary
What's the-
professor at the
what's-
University of DeVry.
What's the college that little Bow Wow went to?
Oh, I don't know.
I-
Bow Wow
I
went to
looked that one
college.
up. That's funny.
IC. What do you know what I'm talking about? Fuck.
ITT Tech.
No, it's like ICC.
Remember
He had a
ITT Tech?
song. He was on the commercial.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to be an honorary fucking professor
What's
at
that one guy?
ICDC college.
The Everest guy.
ICDC
It's
college.
Remember the
ICDC college.
You're sitting at home
Yeah.
smoking scante, eating chips,
Jacking off.
jacking off.
Why don't you do something with
Why don't
your
you
life?
do something with your life? Why don't you come to Everest and become a fucking mechanic or some bullshit?
An arcade game machine repairman.
Why don't you become one of those guys that fills the fucking convenience machines?
That'd be a fire
Real
job.
Fire ass fucking job, dude.
Snack kingpin.
Yeah, hell yeah. Snacky,
Yo,
man.
my uncle actually does that, dude.
That's sick.
Yo,
Yo, the best
I-
job in the world.
I watched this video and it was like about this dude that owns all the like, you know, the bubble toy machines, like the 25-cent quarter machines. This fool was talking about he owned a shit ton. Like the business is dead now, but there was like a point when like those homies,
to me.
when the homies figures came out,
Those-
this fool was doing millions of dollars in
Off the
quarters
homies?
off homies figures.
Bro, I have so many homies.
He brought them into New York.
was this in like the late 90s?
Yeah, late 90s or early 2000s or some shit. And he was cracking like millions of dollars
Wow.
all in quarters off the homies figures. I think it was millions a month, but it was a fucking shit ton of money like
Holy shit.
per month. And now he's like not making shit because it's like
dead.
dated,
Nobody
and
cares about
super
homies
dated.
anymore.
Yo, speaking of that, what about the guy that
I
got?
have a homies collection.
What about the guy
Just wanna
who's
put that out there?
who's
Do you
ju-
really? You still have it?
Yeah, still
the
have it.
homies collection?
Yeah.
The full collection.
Nah, I have some. I have
They
probably
still
like 15 of
they
them.
still make new ones, I think.
Nah,
Because
not
it had
anymore.
the homies artist. You can follow him on
Dude,
Instagram.
He is usually at fucking Frankensons.
Damn, that's gas. We should go link up.
Yeah,
with
his
him,
name
get
is
him
like
on the
DG.
You should
pod.
get him on the podcast.
DG
yeah.
something.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is, what about the dude whose job got salty that he quit and they paid his last paycheck in like
Oh,
five?
dude,
What was it?
I had that.
What was
written
it
down,
like?
too.
500 pounds of greasy
500
pennies.
pounds of greasy pennies. I would be so pissed, dude. I feel like I would go and beat the shit out of somebody for giving me. But what did they grease them up with? Like that's what I want to know. The girl was all like, I don't know, they smell weird.
Yeah.
What if he was shoving them up his ass with like lube and then shitting them back out?
The funniest shit though is that those type of like low tier like news stories
Yeah.
that are just like some like very unnotable, unnewsworthy event and that they just decide to cover. But
I
they
want a job covering that shit.
Yeah, me too.
This is the type. This is the
500
type of
greasy
shit
pennies.
like your uncle posts on Facebook,
Yeah.
and then they showed the Facebook comments, and it was like, now that's an oil change or like some
Oh,
shit because it was greasy pennies. Like,
Do you think? How do you think he greased them? Because here's my theory. My theory is that he lubed them up and then shoved them up his ass and then shat them out like a pound at a time.
So the grease is like a mixture of like
Poop.
Poop,
Vaseline,
fat
and
lube,
fucking
yeah.
poop debris.
Poop.
Because why would they be so greasy? Why would they be so greasy?
That's an extra level of petty. Is
The headline was 500 pounds of greasy pennies.
as if it's not petty enough to pay him his last paycheck
What
in
news source
pennies.
put this out?
I don't know. We saw it on YouTube. I looked
Yeah.
in the news section of YouTube and it came up for some reason. It was a slow news day, I guess. But
Yeah, it's funny. I love those kind of stories, like the ones where it's just like like the most unnotable bullshit.
where it's like these unlikely friends, like this cat is friends with a bird.
Oh, dude, the best one in LA
You
history.
would never believe.
The best one in LA history was the fucking story about the guy who was friends with a goose at Hollenbeck Park in Boyle Heights.
That was a story?
That was a story. You could look it up, and they had like a follow up and everything.
Is he still around? Let's get that guy on the podcast.
That
Dude,
rules.
they were like, oh, I think the story was like, who is Hollenbeck's mysterious goose man? And it's just like a picture of him like bench pressing a goose, like barefoot on the grass, like bench pressing. I
I feel like I've seen that before.
Yeah, I guess-
there's a dude at Echo Park that has a fucking duck.
Oh,
like
yeah?
a pet duck that just
I wonder if it's the
follows
same guy.
It follows him around. No, he's part of the which this is a good segue.
Oh,
into-
yeah.
he lived in the homeless encampment there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they would carry it around in a stroller, but he would literally walk around the park and it would follow him everywhere.
You guys should
That's so
should
sick.
get that duck on the podcast.
We should get that duck on the
So,
podcast.
like, what's going on with that, with the Echo Park Rising shit and like the homeless encampment? They moved everyone out, right? Or what's the deal? Because you went over there, right?
Yeah, so I went down there on the first night. I didn't make it down there till probably like 10:30, but I chilled there for a while. It was fucking the amount of force that they had there was like pretty fucking insane. Like very like like fucking hundreds of police. Apparently, though, I just saw some like stat that said that they spent like $500,000 in the last of the police budget in the last 3 days.
That's
on
crazy.
all of the
all the tax
taxpayers'
money. Yeah, all the tax money. They spent $500,000
Wow.
just on the police to like prevent people from protesting and voicing their opinion on
Yeah.
the situation.
How many people's rent could they have?
And it was weird, dude.
All of them probably, dude. Like they could have bought an entire fucking.
Yeah.
building for
The
that.
problem though is that some of the people there that they claimed that they were gonna buy everyone hotels to stay in.
Yeah.
But I actually like, so I went down there and I was like asking the cop like some questions, and I was like, so what's gonna happen to the people there or whatever? And he's like, oh, they're offering them hotel rooms and shit. Some of the people don't want the hotels; they want to just live there. But like, it's an interesting scenario because it's very different from Skid Row. Apparently, it's more of like a community-based thing where they have like a community garden, and they kind of like, I guess they like sort of barter and trade each other for things that they need. They've built showers and like community kitchens and stuff there that they can all use and stuff. So they've sort of built like a community there. So it's like, I don't know, some of them just liked it there, and that's what I'm pretty sure the laws in California like state that you're allowed to, like, if you're too tired to fucking stand anymore, you're allowed to lay down
To camp.
wherever. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was crazy the amount of force. So basically, when I was there, I heard a bit of commotion, but they literally wouldn't allow you to pass the caution tape at all. So basically, you either like were in or out, and then they just threw up a fence real quick, and then.
So there were some people that stayed inside.
Yeah, I watched some live stream on like the Echo Park Rising. There's like a Instagram page, and when I pulled up to the protests, they're like the people within the park were speaking, and they were inside the park. The cops were like kind of just closing in on them, I guess. So I'm assuming everyone's out by now, but. But yeah, it was like they gave them 24 hours to leave and then threw up a fence, and then you're like in contempt, I guess, or whatever.
That's so crazy that
I don't know.
like people think that like LA, and I guess California in general is some type of like liberal fucking like paradise, but really it's a giant fucking open police state.
Mm-hmm.
It's a giant like security state. It's spend like billions of dollars a year in LA on policing. And then also another crazy thing that happened this week, along with Echo Park Rising, there was a police shooting every day. There was
not
like
surprised,
6 or
dude.
7 shootings in like the past fucking
The
week.
craziest shit is I was on the corner right there of like Glendale, kind of where, I don't know what the street is, but where that goes up that hill up to Sunset. It was right there, and there was probably like only like me, maybe like 10, 15 other people standing there. But at one point, like two of those big ass police vans, and you know how when they have like the riot squad where it's like 6 or 8 cops hanging off the side with more cops like inside, 3 or 4 of those literally pulled up and just stopped and were like just kind of looking at everyone like threateningly, and no one was even doing anything. It was just very weird.
Dog, I feel
And
nervous
they stopped for like
anytime I
a
see
few
fucking
minutes.
cop.
Dude, yeah, I started kind of getting nervous too because, you know, I just standing there, then there was like cops coming up from behind and shit.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of like, one of the cop had like zip ties in his hand, like a whole shit ton of zip ties.
That's
like they were
insane.
just
Wow,
like,
dude.
it's crazy because they ruled it an unlawful assembly, which is weird because I didn't see anything unlawful happening.
That's so crazy.
Because they
Yeah.
know they can get away with that kind of shit. Like the hardest thing you could do is go against the police. in
Well, the
Los
thing with the
Angeles.
unlawful assembly is like then they're allowed to make you leave
Yeah.
and they're allowed to use force and arrest you.
Yeah, they do that shit
of
all
course,
willy-nilly and
they
stuff.
want to declare it an unlawful assembly.
How did you
quick.
find out that they declared it an unlawful assembly? though?
Through a wonderful little thing called the Citizen app.
The Citizen. I feel like a lot of the shit on the
Because-
Citizen app is fake.
There is fake stuff on there, but they have actually like
Yeah, because I don't.
mandated news.
They can't just decide like the police can't just decide that it's an unlawful assembly, right? I
They
feel
did, man. I don't know
I
who.
don't feel
I don't
like
know
it's
who.
up to
I don't know
the-
who declares it though. I'm pretty sure it's like the police chief or something. But
Yeah, it's fucking crazy,
it's dark,
man.
My heart goes out to all those people. Hope everyone
Yeah.
was safe and shit.
It's just stupid because I don't know. They spend so much money on policing where it's like absolutely unfucking necessary to spend that much money on fucking policing. Like our crime rates haven't been really that high in fucking years. In years, you know what I mean? Like I'm talking about like 20 to 30 years. And then the police shootings is down since like the 60s. There was some shit like I remember reading some article a few years back where it was like police shootings have been the lowest since like 1960 some shit. Like this year was like 30 or some shit. And or it wasn't even shootings, it was just like officers dying on the job was like low as fuck in LA. It was like 39 of them or some bullshit. But yet they spend all this fucking money on guns, gear, and the craziest thing that we have.
And it's our money, dude.
Yeah, it's our money.
And it's to protect the interests of not us, but the big
Them,
corporations. Yeah.
Well, you know what's the nuttiest part about LA is the helicopters. At
Dude,
any given night,
how much money are they spending on that
so
shit?
much fucking.
They had like
so much.
They had about 5
Shit,
of them in the
yeah.
air that night.
It's mind blowing. Like I don't know what it's like
Dude,
in other
that's-
cities, but in LA, the constant humming of helicopters, like every fucking where, like police helicopters, is like the only thing that I could tell you that I'm like, man, this is like I never get used to that shit. Like you just hearing a chopper flying.
you hear-
by
Doesn't
and
it
shit.
make you feel anxious? Like,
It does, man. Dude,
you
they used to
guys-
bust up parties when I was
Yeah,
like
dude.
15, 16, even like 17, when we used to go to like backyard punk shows and parties. They would bust up the party with a police helicopter. Can you imagine like them spending tens of thousands of dollars
To bust up a
to
backyard
fucking
party.
bust up a backyard party?
Did
And they
y'all-
would shine the light on us and shit. Like
Did
all
y'all
fucking
hear
crazy.
the clip though of
your
Oh,
money.
the helicopter.
they
What did
recorded the police radio, and the guy in the helicopter, he was talking to someone else, and he was like, they were talking about, I guess like something about like the fuel dumping
Yeah.
shit, and the guy was like, oh, I'd dump the fuel right on Glendale Boulevard, and then
Yeah,
the
that
guy,
would've did it a
the
long time
dispatcher was like, yeah, I would have been done that. He's like, I'll bring the match.
I saw
They-
you posted
They were
that.
just talking about burning. And
I wanted to hear
burning
more
and
of it
shit.
though.
Fucking crazy. Those
You know,
guys are
I was like,
psychos.
Yeah, I didn't. That's all I saw was like little clip, but
All that shit about them
fucked
talking
up.
about like that there's good cops and that like they can reform it. It's never gonna fucking. It's
fuck-
never gonna happen. bro.
yeah, a lot of
Because
those
it's the culture.
Yeah, it's not even just like the culture, but just like the
LAPD's the biggest
policing
gang in the city,
general,
man.
bro. Policing in general is
Word.
like that's what comes with it, and that's what they don't want to admit it. That's why they're like, oh, we don't want to abolish, we want to reform, because they know if they just say reform, it's just business as usual. It's like never. There's no such thing as police reform. I'm sorry. There's absolutely no way to reform that shit. You have to completely redesign the system, and even then, it's still going to be a system. You're still going to allow motherfuckers to create gangs and or just nefarious people to join. Like unless you could kind of like learn to teach people to care about each other.
Well,
You know what I mean? Because it's always going to attract right wing people. It's always going to attract like people who don't fucking value other people's lives, who want to harm others, who want to fucking like,
Sociopaths.
I think
Sociopaths,
the
dude.
simplest thing we can do is like have a better vetting process.
that is the
For,
simple
you
thing.
know what I
yeah.
mean? That's
Increase the training too.
because they just let any motherfucker, it seems.
It
Yeah,
should be like-
and I
officer.
think the majority of police training is like shooting. I don't think
And
there's.
they want dumb people. Like they want.
yeah, we
dumb-
we
they
talked
want
about
dumb
this
fools.
on another
You know what I
episode.
mean?
Yeah.
Well,
They
like
just take
there's an
orders and can't think for themselves.
Yeah,
there's an
exactly.
IQ that's too high to be a police,
Right.
from what I've heard.
That's insane.
Oh, I believe that.
No, yeah, they want dummies. They want people who failed at everything else, like
Yeah.
people who failed to get in the Marines.
Yeah.
People who fucking like flunkies. You know what I mean? Like thought they were gonna be like a football star, couldn't make it, so they ended up just becoming like a fucking cop. Or people
Shit. We should become cops.
fake Marines.
You
Sometimes I think
you
about
think
that.
we could do it?
I think sometimes I think about
Probably
that.
would be better cops than most.
I think if
I would
if-
get corrupt real quick.
What if they just started flooding the police force with like
I'ma be-
left wing people who are exposing
I'm gonna be in the
all
evidence
corruption?
room, getting fucking doing hella coke.
Do you think it's possible to fucking join? That's what they already do. Though.
That's what I'm gonna do.
They love smelling cocaine. They love smelling cocaine and beating their wives.
Making sure it's real.
They're like, try it. Yeah,
Test this.
Oh, and let me try it real quick. That would be me for sure. I was like, oh, you said cocaine? Hold on, maybe let's just try it. Let's smell it to make sure that it's good.
yeah.
No, but do you think that like the police and the government can get infiltrated by like the more left wing people? Do you think this strategy that left wing
Oh,
people are like the system fucking sucks. We need to tear it down. Instead of joining it, like if a bunch of fucking socialists and like I don't know what those what you would call them, Antifas and hippies and all that bullshit. Like if they all joined the system and then either exposed it or tried to change it from the inside out, you think that would be a good strategy?
A good strategy, I think.
What in terms of what, or rather
Trying
than,
to change shit,
like rather than protesting, or
Yeah,
something
I
like
think
that,
rather
or
than
doing
protesting.
activism.
I think
Rather
it
than
would definitely
protesting.
have an effect. I don't know if the outcome would be.
because right-wing groups have infiltrated the police and the federal agencies. That's been a known fact. Supposedly they've been infiltrating the military too. There's a ton of like straight up white nationalists, white supremacists.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, like, but that's the thing is like they're willing to go the full nine for their fucking their cause, and I feel like the other people might not be.
Yeah, I
Like
know
they
what you
don't
mean.
want to join the system. They want to.
They want to break it.
But
I
do
don't
they
know.
really? Because all they're doing is just marching and like protesting and like that shit
Yeah, it's
works
like-
to an extent.
I mean, it's
but
a lot
not
of
really.
performative politics and
Yeah.
shit like that. So.
I feel like they've infiltrated the media though, like because I feel like the media is for
Oh,
the most
yeah,
part
for
like
sure.
the mainstream media and like a lot of these corporations, like maybe they have been infiltrated or something because I feel like they're really about like the woke movement, and that just like might be because
Or-
that'll bring them money. You know what I mean?
Have they been infiltrated or are they just pandering? Because that's another thing.
Exactly.
Is this, yeah, you
It's
know
a
what
lot
I
of.
mean? Like,
I think people are grifting and pandering a lot.
Yeah,
and that's
I
like
think-
the
and
issue.
yeah.
because I mean, what? Okay, so say like a company like Coca-Cola was like, we're racist, you know. Everyone's gonna be like, we're
racist.
No, check it out. So Coca-Cola, instead of enjoy Coca-Cola, it's Coca-Cola enjoy racism. So if that was their slogan, everyone's gonna be like, "Fuck y'all, dude!" Like that's so whack. Like you know, so it's not like a company could really have
they don't
a differing
care.
view. It's whatever's like gonna make them
Yeah. Money.
sell more shit.
Of course.
So it doesn't
it's
matter.
the bottom line. That's what
So-
a corporation is. It's just
So
the
you know,
bottom line.
I don't even know that it's necessarily how that people have infiltrated these
There's like
corporations
a
and
outrage
stuff. I think
culture.
it's
Yeah.
just like you have to
You have to toe
align.
that line. You have to-
that's the belief that's the mainstream. Like that's the safe belief. You
Right.
know what I
Exactly.
mean? Which
Here's
I
the
mean,
thing about what's
same
going
reason
on.
why
I mean-
every U.S. president has to be Christian.
Here's
yeah, it's like shit like that. You know, it's like if there's not like it's gonna be really hard for there to be a Muslim president just because of that
Here's what's going on. Let me
of
tell you
that like
The
something.
status quo. It's
legacy
the
or
status-
status quo. Or
They
whatever,
benefit
you know?
from us like being antagonized. So like that's why they invest so much into like the woke culture shit, is because they know that it like outrages certain other people and like they
To create that divide.
Yeah, they play it against each other. Like how there's Fox has like the anti woke, like pro white, pro like supposed pro worker, pro like pro life, pro guns, and then you got MSNBC and CNN, which are more slant towards like, oh well, this fucking random white person fucking was racist, and then like all the ire and like everyone get this person fired, get him fired, get him out of
Like
here.
our boy Papa
Fuck them.
John, man.
You know what I mean? Like it's shit like that. It's like they want people to be outraged all the time, so that they're not thinking about the other bullshit that's going on, bro.
Right.
The
Or so
real
they don't,
bullshit.
So everybody doesn't gang up together and actually identify who the real enemy is.
Exactly.
You know,
I know,
yeah.
and
And
then
not-
cause a real
Oh, yeah.
revolution. You know?
And you know, if fucking Apple or Nike is supporting like BLM or gay and trans issues, and if they're supporting that, then people are going to be in this kind of frenzy, and they're not going to realize, oh shit, these people are using fucking literal slaves to assemble their fucking shit.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like and
They
it's-
care more
it's
about
a sad reality.
like this hyper focusing on like race and like gender issues, specifically the gender issues, because it's so much easier, because it's like there'd be like some shit like, can you believe they want fucking dudes who were born dudes and they're women now to go into a women's restaurant, like shit like that. That's so irrelevant and bullshit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't affect anyone.
Literally
other
affects nobody.
It's just
Yeah.
a distraction. It's
It
just
is,
like
dude.
one big distraction.
Or like the war against Christmas, like all this other bullshit. It's
The
like,
war
you know what I'm saying? Like they fucking
the
benefit.
war against
Starbucks
Christmas.
can't have
Yeah.
Christmas trees on
They
their
said,
cups
um,
anymore.
Fox News and all those news, like I was reading, like a lot of these places were gonna fucking die off if it wasn't for Trump. Like a lot of those, the MSNBC, their ratings had been like historically low right before Trump, and like so then they embraced all this shit. They love it, bro. Of
course, they
people
just feed
people
off
don't know.
it.
They fucking love it. They're feeding off this shit. They're
Yeah, I mean that's like all these fucking like political fucking analysts or whatever. Like a lot of the like kind of ones that don't work for places like
Yeah.
MSNBC or
Even them too,
CNN.
man.
All the big corporations.
Or Fox or whatever. It doesn't matter if they're on the right side or the left. But all these like kind of independent grifter ass fucking
Yeah.
people, you know, that like people like Ben Shapiro or fucking I don't know on the other
Jimmy
side.
Dore.
but
Tucker Carlson.
Jimmy Dore.
just like people like that is just
Tucker
like
Carlson.
they're feeding off all this shit to fill their own pockets, dude. You
Of
think at
course.
the end of the
Sean King.
day, like these fools, yeah,
Is Sean King part of White Boy Summer?
he's allowed.
He's allowed.
can
He's
come
up there.
through.
Huh? I heard he's white. I heard he's not really black.
Yeah, I've heard
There's like
that
that
too.
fucking conspiracy that he's actually just straight up white, like pure
He's like
100% white.
transracial or
Trans-
whatever.
He just got a
Wait,
fade.
so he's blackface?
Supposedly,
No,
that's
he's
the
like
rumor.
transracial, like
Yeah.
Rachel Dolezal or whatever.
The rumor
Or
is that he was like,
Nukas
oh, I didn't know.
is-
He was like, he claims that he didn't know his dad, but they found all this evidence. Supposedly his dad was white. But I don't know. He had
Damn.
an explanation for it, but like they're slowly finding out that like he's actually just a grifter. Like
He just needs to put his jizz in an envelope and send that shit to 23andMe, and we'll get to the fucking bottom of it.
Jizz. Hey, speaking of like analysis, what's up with the shrimp guy? Remember?
Oh, dude, yeah.
This fucking asshole.
Did you see that shit,
The
John?
shrimp cinnamon toast guy.
So this guy, he's fucking okay. He's Topanga from Boy Meets World's husband. Is pretty much like
He used to be a rapper too,
The
called
kick-
Hot Carl.
Hot Carl is like literally like
Explain
when
that,
someone
yeah.
shits on your chest, which is the funniest.
I heard
shit
it.
that
I heard
that's
his music. It was fucking terrible.
Wait, that's his name, Hot
Yeah.
Carl?
That was his rapper name.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this guy, he's Topanga from Boy Meets World's husband in IRL, and they bought some like cinnamon toast crunch cereal from Costco, and he opened up one of the bags. I guess he ate a bowl, and then he found like shrimp tails, like sugar coated shrimp tails inside the box. And so he like I don't know, he like made a tweet to like whatever.
In the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, he made like a tweet to like Cinnamon Toast Crunch essentially, and it became like this whole viral fucking thing, basically. And he was just like, "You here?"
Yeah, dude. I'm doing research right now because I was like looking it up.
I don't know too much about it.
Oh well,
so-
check it out. Like he no, because I was about to bring up the other side of that. So this fool went viral, right?
Yeah.
And then he found it wasn't just like the shrimp tails. It was like you already said the
There
shit
was,
about
like,
the string.
yeah,
and there was
he-
like rat poop supposedly on some of the fucking
I guess there was like black
black dots on some
black
of the shit.
things like baked into them or some shit.
And he
Rat
claims that like supposedly the bag was like taped, like it had already
Yeah.
been opened, it was taped back, and then all this random shit. But then like he blew up.
Someone
because
just did a bamboozle on him.
people were like, no, they were saying like, oh,
Swindled.
it was interesting because all these other random facts came out, like that he was a rapper and that he like supposedly he had like relationship with like all these other rappers, like Chance the Rapper and like Kanye, and then out of nowhere, literally, dude, this is the shit that always happens, dog. He went viral, and as soon as he went viral, he got fucking canceled, dude. All his ex-girlfriends came out and were like, yo, actually, this guy's a fucking huge piece of shit, and he's abusive. And one of the girls was like, I had to go to the hospital because of him. And then, like,
my God.
yeah, and then there was hella people that came out.
I hope Topanga's
No, check it out.
okay, dude.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other fools that came out and they were like, yo, I worked with this guy and he was actually a fucking piece of shit and like a sociopath and he's like a narcissist, all this crazy shit. And then the dude hasn't tweeted since. It's so fucking
That's
wild.
crazy. You
24
think-
within 24 hours, he went from being like the main character on Twitter to like completely canceled, completely fucking no one gives a fuck about you. People probably think you're a piece of shit. And that's what I was searching right now.
And no one believes that he found shrimp in his
nobody,
fucking
yeah.
cinnamon toast crunch.
Some
Now
dude was-
he
yeah.
immediately lost all credibility.
Just because he got, oh man.
Yeah, that rules. Whatever, man. Fuck that guy, I guess.
Yeah, I was just looking. That's why I was like silent because I was just looking up.
His rap name is literally
Hot
about getting
Carl.
shitted on your chest. So
People are still talking
The world
about how he's a piece
shitted
of
on
shit.
him.
Imagine being like for fucking days instead of just being hailed as some fucking guy that like found shrimp in his fucking cereal. Now all of a sudden everyone knows you're just a fucking cereal
You're
abuser.
telling me a shrimp cinnamon toasted this crunch?
Dude, that was pretty good. That was pretty fucking good. You're telling me Topanga did racism on the fucking black girl in Boy Meets World?
She did?
She did.
Wait, this guy Hot Carl is Topanga's.
Husband, IRL.
Wow.
And then
Not Corey Matthews.
Oh, and then Topanga started getting
Corey
called
Matthews
out.
is in the clear.
Topanga started getting called out because she did racism. Her and the cast of Boy Meets World, supposedly they used to bully the black girl that was on there.
Really?
Like
college
in
years.
real life?
Topanga too?
Yeah, in real life, yeah.
Wow. Dude,
They used to do racist shit.
Damn,
People just
they would
can't
show
stop
up
doing
in
racism.
like KKK hoods to the fucking Boy Meets World set. Mr. Feeney is like wearing swastikas.
Some anti-Semitic shit.
Mr. Feeney's wearing swastikas.
Yeah, Mr. Feeney for sure is anti-Semitic, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
In real life.
you know, he was
In real life.
actually he was a
Well, you know,
an SS officer in World War II.
he was, dude.
And then in Operation Paperclip,
Well,
they
you
sent
know-
George Feeney to the United States and gave him a new identity
As George Feeney,
Feeney,
yeah.
and that's when he got the role on Boy Meets
What's the
World.
fool's
No
name
way.
on Boys
No, I
Meets
just made
World?
that up.
Oh my God,
what
I
if
heard that.
Mr.
Holy shit.
Feeney
That would
was
be-
part of Operation Paperclip?
That would be fucking amazing.
he was
though.
like
Dude, that's
he was like at a fucking he was like at Auschwitz.
Well, this
or
came on the
some shit.
this came on the Disney Channel, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's the connection.
You know
Walt
what I'm
Disney.
Well, he's like-
Walt
he's
Disney
like-
was friends with what's his name? The NASA guy.
He's like, well, you know
who was from the
who's
no-
to blame for everything in society. And then he just stays really quiet. And he just like leaves it up to the imagination.
He's like Mr. Matthews.
Mr. Matthews.
You've got to be racist, Mr. Matthews.
Nah, he's definitely one of those dudes. He's one of those dudes that does
He's
the
like-
quotes.
Yeah.
He's like,
The air quotes.
they
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want you
Mr.
to procreate.
Mr. Matthews.
Yeah.
Mr. Matthews, maybe segregation wasn't wrong, Mr. Matthews.
Hell yeah.
Maybe they were right the whole time,
Yeah.
Mr. Matthews.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Holocaust.
He's Mr. Feeney, the Holocaust denier.
Yeah, dude. There you go. Mr. Feeney, the
He's like,
Holocaust.
in my class, we don't teach the Holocaust, Mr. Matthews. The
Yeah.
Holocaust never happened, Mr. Matthews.
That's a good one. Hell yeah.
Mr. Feeney, the Nazi.
Mr. Feeney is a Nazi for sure. He always gave me Nazi vibes. I never wanted to say it until now, but for sure, dude. I don't know. The older I get, the more I just
Well,
think
look at the
about.
mustache.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, Little Nas X is influencing you to be gay, Mr. Matthews.
Do you think anyone watched Lil Nas X video? And
I
was
watched
just like,
it.
I'm fucking
I
no,
thought
but
you
it's
meant
just
in
like I'm
general.
fucking gay now and a
Dude,
Satanist.
start sucking dick.
Just start sucking
immediately.
dick immediately. That his music is so terrible, but the video is really
The
entertaining.
video's
I'm not
kind of
gonna lie.
crazy though.
It was sick.
I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it's like one of those videos where you know there's going to be 100 other YouTube videos popping up, like analyzing it and being like,
Oh, yeah.
"This is like an Illuminati fucking symbolism right here."
Right,
you know,
right.
like it's like I don't. It seems like it's purposely made that.
Not
way.
gonna lie, it
like
kinda-
doesn't he pop down and like
Yeah.
start twerking on Satan?
Yeah.
at one
I feel
point.
like a lot of people are doing that now.
It started
They're
reminding
purposely,
me-
like
Yeah, purposely
You
doing.
guys
like,
ever seen
covering
Holy
one
Mountain?
eye or
Yeah.
some shit?
You ever seen Holy Mountain?
Yeah.
It reminded me. You know how like there was all those planets, and each planet was like the different gods. It was like the god.
Yeah. Each
It-
person
it
they had a different person.
It
that
kind of
represented-
reminded me of that, which is fucking weird that I thought about. I made that correlation because he was dressed like a Greek or Roman god or some shit at some point, and then that's I don't know. That's what I got from it. It was Holy Mountain. it was Little Nas X's Holy Mountain.
Did you see that shit that was like the Chief Keef cover for Thoughtbreaker is like a ripoff of a Swans album?
No way.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Check this out.
I'm wearing Chief Keef's art. Look, this is actually a Glow Gang shirt. Right
Look
here.
at-
this is a Thoughtbreaker shirt.
that's
Yeah.
a Chief Keef shirt.
Yeah,
Look,
it's like this is sick, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Peep those two pictures. But anyway, it's not sorry for you guys listening because this is a visual thing. But look
Oh,
it up.
that's incredible, dude.
Look up Chief Keef Thoughtbreaker Swans. You can probably find it. But the covers look the same.
Thoughtbreaker is a classic, by the way. It's
That
a
album
fucking
fucking
masterpiece.
rules.
Yeah.
You guys
Someone-
also can't see Andre's Chief
Like, I have
Keef.
my Chief,
Chief Keef merch
merchandise on right now.
I want some Mr. Feeney merchandise, Mr. Matthews.
It's just a swastika. It's just a fucking swastika.
It's the armband.
Yeah, it's the armband.
Fuck,
Dude.
it circled right back to that one.
You could go.
Still-
Honestly, you could go either way with Mr. Feeney. Either he's like a
He's
fucking
a
Nazi,
shit
or
lib.
he's a Zionist.
He's a
I
shit
can't
lib.
decide. Like he
A
could also be a
he could be
Zionist.
Jewish.
He could be. That's what I'm saying. He could either be. He could also just be a Zionist.
Zionist. That was the type of Jew that I was trying to figure out. Remember when we were talking about that movie?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Jewish-
We were talking
Jewish
about that
people rock.
movie with Ryan Gosling, The
Oh,
Believer.
Oh yeah, that movie's
Have you
fucking
seen it?
crazy. Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah.
He's just like he thinks he's a Nazi. He's like, in
But
the
he's
hallway.
born Jewish and
Yeah.
he goes to like a Jewish school.
Yeah.
But the whole time he's like questioning God and like
Yeah.
the things like God is doing.
And then
There's
he kills
that
himself
scene-
because people find out he's Jewish.
yeah, New York Times person.
There's that scene where he's like fucking hailing and he's like singing like this Jewish song that was fucking really crazy. And then
Yeah.
like when he dies at the end, he's just like stuck in Jewish like purgatory, I think is what it is. Or whatever, and he's just like walking around, and like his teacher's like trying to have a discussion of philosophy with him, and he keeps trying to escape by going up the stairs, but it's just like the same stairwell. That movie's fucking crazy. That's a great movie.
I just
Yeah.
watched it for the first time recently.
I always think about like that. People who are too obsessed with race have some type of shit going on with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they have
I
like
mean, it's-
something going on. Like they're not happy with who they are, so they're like trying to project.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
it's a
I'm
weird
talking
thing to
about?
focus on, right?
Yeah, it's a very weird. I like very rarely think about my own ethnic identity or race unless it's in
But
terms
that
of
sounds
something
like white
else.
privilege to me.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm a white Latinx man.
Yeah.
I'm a white passing.
You're
That's what they
white
would call me.
passing.
I'm a white passing Latinx man.
You're
I'm a dirty fucking
you're
spick.
invited to White Boy Summer for sure.
Yeah, I am.
To me, you don't have to be white to be white.
No, it's
Yeah.
no,
It's about how you feel in your
it's a
heart.
All
mentality.
right, I'm glad you feel that way because
It's a
from this
vibe,
moment on,
man.
I'm white. From this moment on, I'm white, and I want all the fucking benefits. All right,
Yeah, man.
bring it on, guys.
You
I
got
want-
them. They're yours.
vibe.
They're mine, dude. It's a vibe. Can't wait for White Boy Summer. We're
Damn,
taking
that's
over.
a whole ass mood.
Yeah. You know what my favorite fucking like and it gets applied to so many different people. Like my favorite racial shit that they always say is like greasy. Where they'll be like, you greasy wop or you greasy spick. Like, where does that come from? I
don't know.
It's almost like it's bad to be moisturized. or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm like,
They want you to be
I'm
dry.
pretty. As a white man, I could say that I'm also pretty greasy.
You're pretty moisturized, bro. Being moisturized is good. I don't know what this thing, but it's just, isn't it funny to call someone greasy?
It is funny.
You're like, you're
Well, it's
fucking
kind-
greasy and moisturized.
Yo, you need
greasy
to dry that
fucking rat.
skin out.
Yeah.
You greasy guy.
Yeah, you greasy
Where does it
piece
come
of
from though? Is
shit.
it because like you're like a laborer that
Well,
like works and like sweats or what?
I never
Like,
got that
Huh.
either, man. Like,
I don't
'cause
know.
you know, they used to call Italians greasy, and I was like, is it because they grease their hair?
Oh,
So
yeah.
That's
they're all
what I was
greasy.
thinking too, honestly.
but that looks sick though.
It
So how
does
does that
look
be? a
sick.
bad
What about
thing?
like the term called like a greaser?
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Because they grease their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they also like work on cars, so they're all fucking greasy and shit. Because they're in hot. Yeah, like greasers work on cars and shit.
Yeah.
Very
But yeah, isn't it funny?
interesting,
Because it's been
Mr.
applied.
Matthews.
It's like mad ethnic groups over the years. They've just called them greasy at some point.
Seems very disrespectful.
Nah, it's funny.
Giving your entire check in greasy pennies.
Funny, yeah,
Greasy
yeah, like
pennies.
greasy pennies.
I wonder,
Yeah,
was that
500
racially
pounds,
motivated?
greasy
Nah,
pennies.
that
Nah,
was
that
a
guy's
white guy.
yeah. I'm telling you, I think it
You
was
can't
his
be
ass
racist
grease.
to white people, and that's a fact.
That's fucking crazy because I fucking will just use free reign then.
Yeah, you got free.
There's one group of people I can be racist to?
Yeah, man.
Shit, it's on, dude.
There's no such things as hate.
Just get
crime.
it out of your system before White Boy Summer comes around because
Yeah, that's when I'm gonna crank it up.
you're gonna crank it up. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna crank
We
up the
should,
hate
yeah,
crimes.
like someone does like, is White Boy Summer like more of like a state of mind, or is it an actual like event?
I think it's
that
a
we
lifestyle.
Can, is it an event we can participate in, or it's just like something you feel deep inside of you? Pause.
Pause.
Deep inside of your ass.
Deep
Chet
inside of
Hanks
your
is
ass,
just gonna-
Mr. Feeney.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Mr. Matthew. That's
Mr.
Feeney.
Hanks.
Mr. Feeney's talking to himself.
He's a Mr. Hanks. I'd like to attend this thing you call White Boy Summer, Mr. Hanks.
and anti-Semitic white boy summer.
Mr. Feeney
What-
teaching Chet Hanks is a very funny.
listening
thought.
listening to reggae and just fucking denying the Holocaust this summer.
All
that's
summer
what
long.
that's what
All
white boy
summer
summer is all
long.
about. Denying the Holocaust and listening to reggae and listening to Sublime with Rome.
yeah.
Wait, so how did White Boy Summer?
He just made that shit up. He just made that shit up. Great minds, you know what I'm saying?
when did he make this up?
A few days ago, he just posted. It's like a video he posted to Instagram. Who else can join White Boys? Who else is in that caliber? Chet Hanks, John B. Jack Harlow,
Machine Gun
Elon
Kelly.
Musk.
Machine Gun Kelly. Elon Musk with a fade.
Yeah, Elon Musk with the
fade.
fade and like cubic zirconium
Yeah.
earrings,
There you go.
studs.
There you go.
Like, sounds like white man summer.
White man's
It's so weird that he included John B.
The older version.
It's weird that he included John B because John B's like fucking old. Like it was so random. I don't even think he probably even dresses fly anymore. But he used to have a fade. It's basically just white boys who have fades.
Jack Harlow doesn't have a fade.
He does. He has like a fade with like that like mop top shit going on. I seen that.
I
You
used
guys
to have
seen
a
Jack
fade.
Harlow live?
I used to have a fade. So
I seen
can
Jack
go.
Harlow live before he was famous. I was
Really?
kicking it with that full speak, and he was like, "Yeah, this one full Jack Harlow told me he's a fan of my music. He told me to come check his show out." So I went to Union and like watched Jack Harlow live.
Damn, lucky.
I was I was pretty impressed.
don't
Not
give a
gonna lie,
fuck.
it was a good time.
I said I don't give a fuck. Yo, what's up with have you seen that clip? I just showed this to Jeff earlier, but it's like fucking Ray J's Unbreakable Glasses
Oh,
when
yeah.
he's on Complex.
And then the guy's like,
He's
"I'm
like-
gonna break them," and he's like, "I don't
He's
care."
like, it's not all about the convertible drop. It's not all about. And then he's showing him you could like put the like little ear things down so you
Yeah.
could get a fade while you're wearing them still.
Ray J is like the most legendary fucking guy ever. He's a blood. He fucking was at For the Love of Ray J. He had a show where like 30 chicks wanted to marry him.
Yeah.
He's like Brandy's brother. He also allegedly beat up Fabulous. And then called into like the radio
squashed
station.
that recently, I guess.
He called into the radio station and he was like, "All right, so I'm not gonna curse," and then proceeded to go like on this coked out tirade and
Dude,
shit.
he literally like has like diarrhea of the mouth. Like
does.
He just like he. I was I was saying earlier that I'm like, damn, Kim Kardashian really just has a type. It's just like dudes that just like
Won't
don't know,
shut the
like
fuck
just
up.
like yeah, that
No
just
filter?
yeah,
No
dudes that just be saying shit for the sake of saying it.
How do
dude.
fools ever kick
But
it with
the
like
funniest
Kanye?
shit-
Don't ever tell him to shut the fuck up.
The funniest shit though is Ray J told the guy, "These glasses are unbreakable," and he's like, "They're unbreakable," and he's like, "I'll break these right now," and he snaps them like
Oh, yeah.
effortlessly.
Oh, he steps on 'em.
No, he snaps them like effortlessly, like with his hands, and then
Ray J's just, "I
Ray
don't
J's
care."
response, "I don't care."
Yeah.
He's like, "I got a whole case of these." That shit rules.
That's pretty funny.
Fucking shout out to Ray J, man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We're just gonna
I was just gonna cut
end
it
it there, but get on the Patreon. We're gonna get some more bonus content up. I promise. Patreon.com/planetdumb. We will see you guys next week. Peace.